And after many, many years not recording for this podcast, we are back. This is Dead Ass Radio. I'm your host, Dead. What's up? A lot of things have changed. I got married. I had a child. I bought a house. Wow, and some things are still the same, but you know, that's life. Yeah, so we're going to this podcast actually is gonna. It's a lot easier to host podcasts now than it was 16 or 17 years ago. So we're actually gonna be on like major podcasting networks and stuff, Spotify and Pocket Casts and all that. That's really cool. What else? Today's interviews, the next several interviews in the next couple episodes are all going to be from a single experimental noise show that I went to, and I just interviewed the performers directly after their sets as they were trying to break down. So sometimes I'm kind of like trying to chase them around and stuff, and the volume is a little wonky. The first interview especially is going to clip a lot because I had the gain on the microphone set too high. So I apologize about that. I tried to kind of fix it in post, but the clipping is still there. Obviously, you can't get rid of clipping. And I'm not going to use like AI to try and AI master it or something stupid like that. You get the raw, you get the fucking raw dog in it when here on Dead Ass Radio. Yeah, so let's just get into the first interview first. This is an interview with Dead 2. Hi, I'm Dead. I'm here with Dead 2. Dead 2, you just finished doing a noise set. How did it feel?
Noisy.
You're busy trying to like unset up all your stuff, and I'm gonna interview you now.
Yeah, once you're done, you have to move your stuff.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
So can you explain to me in 5 sentences your process here?
Guitar pedals, feedback, screaming.
That's 3 words, not 5 sentences. I need 5 complete sentences, please.
I couldn't possibly.
It's a verb and a noun, my guy. It's just an object, action. So form sentences.
I did yelling. I did feedback. I did guitar pedals. I'm at Parachigo. Thank you. No further questions.
What did you have for breakfast?
Coffee?
How do you feel about the Israel-Palestine conflict?
I have the correct opinions. I have the good feelings.
Can you expound on that?
Murder is bad.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
So which side would you say is the worst murderer?
Whoever's doing more murders is worse.
Right. So like, do you feel like Israel is justified in its existence? Like, how do you...
Israel feel justified in its existence?
Yeah. So do you believe in a one-state solution or a two-state solution?
Solid state solution.
Solid state solution? Expound on that.
That has something to do with, sound, guitar amps.
Right. There's also solid-state hard drives for PCs.
That's true. I have an Xbox Series X, so I know all about that.
You have an Xbox?
Series X.
Yeah? Expound on that. What do you play?
Video games.
What titles?
I only do Dark Souls 1 challenge runs.
Oh, sure, yeah. So, no hit?
Yeah.
Fist only?
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
Better than everyone else.
What's your favorite thing about Dark Souls 1?
I like how it makes me better than other people.
Right, yeah. Liking Dark Souls 1 definitely makes you the superior human being.
That's why I do it.
Much like how Prime Minister Netanyahu thinks that Jews are superior beings over, other Arabs.
This seems problematic.
It does seem problematic, yeah. So you would say you're anti-Netanyahu?
Probably. I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably.
Would you have a beer with him?
No, because I don't know him and I'm socially anxious.
That's fair. Who would you have a beer with if you could have a beer with anyone right now, dead or alive?
Trinity.
Trinity, this person right across. Hey, Trinity, could you come here just 1 second? What are your feelings on the Israel-Palestine conflict?
Well, I mean, listen, Israel was never supposed to be there. If you read, Jewish religious texts, the Jewish people of their own belief, right, broke their covenant with God and are not allowed back into the Holy Land until the return of the Messiah. And, if they thought the Messiah had returned, they'd be Christians. The state of Israel was set up by atheist Jews. So it has nothing to do with that, but it's a good justification.
In fact, most religious Jews were against the founding of the state of the Israel until Israel engaged in anti-Semitic terror campaigns in other countries and gave absurd, ludicrous benefits to religious Jews if they accepted the state of Israel.
Right. How do you feel about Dark Souls 1?
I played 3 first, so it was a little too janky for me, but the level design was really cool. I liked how it was a big circle.
I want to say something else about Israel.
I'm sorry, we've moved on.
No, here, listen. You know what's right there? The Suez Canal. The main method of getting products from one part of the world to the other. So if the United States had that, they'd have international commerce. And so I guess it's not that weird that we love Israel so much. We love their genocide because it's financially beneficial to us. Don't forget about that.
Isn't that what other genocides would you say are financially beneficial to the United States?
I mean, most of them, I suppose. But in ways that I can point to directly without doing research first, right off the top of my head here at the show with you, I'm not sure. I mean, we certainly didn't care.
Check this out. Israel farted.
That's true.
Grab him right by the pussy. Do you think Netanyahu grabbed him right by the pussy?
I don't know. He seems like too much of a nerd.
I think it's kind of crazy how when Alex Jones went on InfoWars, he brought net and a bottle of Yoo-hoo, because that pun doesn't make sense. It's Netanyahu, not Netanyahu. And yes, I stole that from you.
No, but also you called Kanye West Alex Jones just now.
No, I said Kanye West was on Alex Jones. Or did I get it backwards?
You said when Alex Jones was on InfoWars.
That one time he was on InfoWars. Would you have a beer with Netanyahu?
Does the beer have cyanide in his?
Did you put it there?
Can I?
So the premise is then you're saying that you would have a beer with Netanyahu if you were able to put cyanide in his beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would put cyanide in Netanyahu's beer?
I guess.
You guess?
Yeah, I mean, as long as this isn't getting me canceled.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to put cyanide in Netanyahu's beer?
I mean, I want to put cyanide in, most world leaders and rich people's beers, so, I don't know. It's, probably, a strong 6 to 9.
So if we consider
Somewhere
world
between
leaders,
6 and 9.
if we consider world leaders a group of people, you want to genocide world leaders.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of chill.
You want to kill at least 10% of them. I believe that's what genocide is, right? 10% of a group of people.
I don't remember.
I believe it's 10%. I think you have to decimate a group of people for it to be genocide.
Oh yeah, decimate, like the Romans.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get rid of at least 1/10.
Right. You don't want to tetrasimilate or trioquinquate. That's when it's 3/5.
Quadriliminate.
Quadriliminate. There you go. 1/4.
Yeah,
That would be.
That's a quarter.
So what's your preferred build in Dark Souls 3?
My preferred build in Dark Souls 3. I don't know. I've done a lot of builds. I really like Pyromancy crossover with Dex build. That's good, especially because then you can cheese the Abyss Watchers with Boulder Heave.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also having fire-based damage as well as being able to mid-roll and fuck shit up with katanas. It just feels nice.
Sure, yeah. Fire Katana. I gotcha.
Yeah, fire katana.
That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah. What did you have for breakfast?
I didn't have breakfast, but for lunch I had Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah, I haven't had Chipotle since I don't know, like a year and a half ago.
Get some sofritas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you seem like a sofritas gal.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that dead animal shit.
Yeah, that dead animal shit.
I don't judge, you know?
The only dead animals you like are world leaders.
Yeah, because they are animals.
Would you eat a world leader?
If it was guaranteed that I didn't get prion disease and I could choose which one.
If you could only kill world leaders that you would eat.
It would be significantly less.
You'd kill significantly less world leaders.
Yeah, because only some of them look tasty.
Yeah, and I feel like you would get full after a while.
Yeah, also, like, and I don't believe in wasting meat, you know.
Right? You'd be really like, have to just spread it out, you know. You'd have to an entire world leader based diet.
Yeah, no one likes freezer burnt meat either, you know what I mean? Like, you ever have like a steak that's been in the freezer for way too long and it just tastes like it's weird. It tastes like ice even after you cook it.
Well, I feel like most world leaders eat a lot of meat too, so you get that predator meat, you know. It's really like
yeah. It's like stringy. It's sinewy. It's kind of like sweet in a weird way.
and you wouldn't get a lot of nutrients from it either.
Yeah, it's true. Because they're more lean.
When I learned that, you know, that it's like you get the most nutrients from plants, and then the second most nutrients from herbivores, and then the least nutrients from carnivores. Because it makes sense because the nutrients filter down.
Yeah, exactly. They get like it's kind of like, it's kind of like the difference between like coke and crack cocaine.
Oh yeah.
It's less pure. Predator meat. It gives you headaches.
What's your experience with crack and cocaine?
I've never done crack. Done coke a handful of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time was in the 8th grade with my old man.
A handful of cocaine seems like a lot.
Well, not like an actual handful over time, like a couple lines here and there.
Oh, an imaginary handful.
Back when I was like a hypothetical handful. Back when I was a little more wild.
Did you say 5 lines?
That's actually probably a reasonable amount, probably around there.
So like a handful, because you have 5 fingers, you just put a line on each finger.
No, that's a fingerful.
It's 5 fingerfuls.
Yeah.
5 fingers on a hand.
Yeah. 5-finger full punch.
Fine, okay, it's a hand line, and I don't care.
Yeah, hands and lines. I mean, like, you ever get into palm reading? That shit's weird. It's like, you can tell my future from... I don't think that's real. I
don't think
they
that's
made
real?
that shit up.
You think you made that shit up?
Yeah, I think they made that shit up.
Yeah.
I believe in some forms of divination, but that one's just like a little suspect to me specifically.
What's your favorite form of divination?
Probably the I Ching.
Yeah, expound on that.
Okay, so the I Ching, it was written by a emperor who was put in prison during like I forget which dynasty, but basically like the idea is that you have like this diagram that he drew it in dirt in his prison floor, but you have this diagram and you flip a coin into it, and it lands on like areas that correspond to hexagrams that are like different elements of the like different like parts of like the whole like nature of reality.
Right.
And the coin flips kind of like tell a story based off of like what hexagram you were in and like what phase you were in and where you're moving to and what caused that, like the underlying cause as well.
Kind of seems algorithmic.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like RNG divination before computers.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Temple OS?
Terry Davis.
Yeah.
Bless Terry.
You know what I feel about Temple OS?
Huh?
I feel like H Bomber Guy has said everything about Temple OS anyone ever needs to know.
Yeah. That's
feel
actually pretty fair. The H Bomber Guy video is pretty decent.
Yeah, I feel like I don't need to like ever say anything about Temple OS ever again.
I'm very into the idea of communicating to the divine through RNGs, because
RNGesus.
or no, I'm not into messiahs.
RNJod.
Yeah, sure.
Dead 2, you look like you want to say something.
No.
Oh, you just walked up here to...
Yeah.
I thought you were returning to the podcast.
No.
Well, I don't know. It almost looks like the next guy is ready to go.
Yeah.
Are you just coming up here to look at the PCRV here?
Yeah.
What do you think is the coolest part of PCRV's setup here? He's looking.
I like these colors.
What's that?
I like the pretty colors.
On the two Zoyas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoya. That's a complicated piece of equipment right there.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever told you you're a terrible interviewee?
No.
You're a terrible interviewee.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I think I'm going to end this episode here.
That's probably for the best.
You got any last words?
Free Palestine.
What a phenomenal guest. What a phenomenal man. And then a bunch of other people came into the podcast, I guess, that didn't get interviewed or introduced at all. So, the Dead 2, the one man behind the experimental noise project PCRV is up next. Kind of an elder in the scene, he's 47. Real cool guy, real top-notch lad. I think I don't even know why I have segments in between these. I guess it's just momentum now. I guess I just feel like you can't do the interviews back to back. Like you have to have some kind of pause in between. So here's the pause, and here's the next interview. Hi, I'm Dead. I'm here with Dead 2. We're continuing our mini-series on bugging people as they're trying to break down their stuff right after their set. Hi, Dead 2. How are you doing?
Hello.
How do you feel?
Good.
What's your favorite and least favorite thing about sex?
Getting there.
Getting there? Can you expound on that?
No.
Is that your favorite and least favorite thing?
It is.
Being asked about sex. That's, my Christian upbringing. That was great.
Oh, yeah? Dead 2 has walked away from me to try and unplug some cables and get... All right. Uh-oh. I'm broken. How would you, if you were in charge, how would you deal with the American immigrant crisis?
Let them all in.
Let them all in? How do you feel about citizenship as an idea?
It's bullshit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, no borders?
No borders.
No, how do you feel about racism?
I'm against it.
You're against racism? How can you say something so controversial and yet so brave?
It's easy. I don't know. White privilege.
You mentioned a Christian upbringing. What would you consider your religious affiliation?
Presbyterian and Lutheran.
Oh, very nice, yeah. I've had a lot of... So you'd consider yourself anti-Catholic?
I'm just anti-human involvement in religion, I guess.
Oh, yeah, sure. We've done a lot of talking about Martin Luther here on the podcast, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, about the 99 Theses and all that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite of the 99 Theses?
45 is pretty cool.
Yeah, which is that one?
I have zero idea.
You just like the number 45?
Yeah, 45 is pretty sweet.
What other 45s do you like? What other things?
Colt 45. Yeah.
A gun? That's a gun, right?
And alcohol, too.
Oh, okay. So are you into guns?
I own guns, yes.
Are you a pro-gun activist? Do you like gun freedom?
Gun control.
Pro-gun control? What kind of controls do you think are appropriate for gun ownership?
I don't know. You got to earn it.
Yeah, well, you're in charge, so you got to make the laws right now. What would you do?
I don't know.
Can you imagine if the President of the United States, if asked what is your stance on gun control, they said, I don't know?
If my president said that?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the current president, I don't think he has much idea about anything.
So you're saying you wouldn't be a better president than Donald Trump?
Oh, I would be a much better president.
Yeah?
I wouldn't want to be the president. That's the key difference.
What are 5 things that you would do better than Donald Trump as president of the United States?
Compassion, empathy, humility, honesty. I'd wear makeup far better, too. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, application, I think, is important.
Application is a really good quality. That's true. Name one policy that you would enact that embodies compassion.
One policy that embodies compassion.
Yeah.
I mean, free education, free food. You know, I don't think people, those in need,
Right.
I don't know.
You don't feel like
Free football tickets, I guess.
so people need to earn their right to have a gun, but they shouldn't have to earn food.
That is correct, yes.
That's you know what? That's kind of fair, I guess.
You know what? If you're going to shoot me, you might as well let me eat first,
Is that the law? You can shoot anyone as long as you buy them lunch?
I mean, within reason.
Within reason.
I mean, if it's McDonald's, no, but,
So what's the minimum amount you have to spend on lunch in order to be able to shoot someone?
Oh, they should get total free reign,
Yeah?
It should be, yeah.
How much do you think is like the most expensive meal that you can buy?
I have no idea.
I bet the ceiling's pretty up there.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. $500 plate, $1,000 plate.
Michelin 5-star restaurant.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever those assholes are charging at their benefit show.
Right.
So, yeah.
What else was I going to ask you? Something about Mexicans, maybe. I don't know. What's your favorite thing about Jesus?
He can rock some sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you What's your favorite depiction of Jesus? Do you think Jesus was a white man?
No, he was not white.
Yeah. My Mormon niece once argued with me that Jesus has to be white because Jews are white.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can't speak on that.
Yeah.
So, I don't want him to be white.
You don't want him to be white.
If they can say, hey, he's white, then I can say he's not.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's true. If
If he's real,
you think he's real?
I don't know. I mean, no more than the Bigfoot is or leprechauns.
If you had to put a percentage chance that Jesus is real, what would you say?
30%.
30% chance he's real.
Sure. Yeah.
So less than unlikely. Less than likely.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really care, I guess.
You don't care if Jesus is real?
No, I don't. Has no bearing on my life.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the question of whether or not God exists is perhaps the least interesting question about God.
Is the least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the most interesting question about God is?
Could God make the boulder so heavy even he couldn't lift it?
I don't know.
You say that a lot.
Because I don't care. I'm trying to tear down here.
I know that's the whole point of the show is that I'm bothering you while you're tearing down. What do you care about?
Noise.
What do you know about?
Noise.
Okay, how do you
Blood banking.
blood banking?
Yeah.
Why do you know a lot about blood banking?
That's what I do for a living.
Oh yeah? Tell me what that entails as a job.
Well, right now, supervisor of the lab, so we process the blood so we can get it to the patients. Yeah.
What is that? How do you process blood?
Centrifuges.
Oh,
Yes. Separating it into red cells and plasma.
I was just gonna say it must be plasma, right? Plasma is like transparent.
It's yellow. Looks like pee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Could be pee, I guess.
I mean, when I'm hydrated, my pee. Oh, hi Al. My pee is transparent.
Nice. I think that's a good sign.
It is. At summer camp, they always used to tell me your pee needs to be clear and copious.
Okay.
I think about that all the time. Every time I pee, I look down at my pee and I say, is this clear and copious?
And what's that mean?
Well, clear means that you're well hydrated, and copious means that there's a lot. Yeah. So when you supervise the blood bank, are you like telling other people what to do mostly?
Oh God, no! They're telling me what to do.
So you're more like the supervisee.
No, I'm the supervisor, but chain of command doesn't exist where I work. So
Oh. It's more like the rubber band of command.
basically, yeah,
I like that more because it rhymes.
it does. Yeah, rubber commander.
How'd you get into noise?
Cautiously.
What was your first project that you got into?
Oh, like listening to the haters.
The Haters.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you like about the Haters?
Oh my God, what isn't there to like about the haters? I mean, one, GX is probably one of the best people on the planet, and I don't know, just wonderful, conceptual, noisy shit,
What does GX stand for?
I don't know what Gerald. I don't know what the X said. Gerald Xavier, maybe? I don't know.
I would think Xavier would be my guess. There's not a lot of... Sander?
Yeah.
Executioner. What do you think about the capital punishment?
I'm actually for it.
Yeah? You think some, egregious crimes that society can't get trust back in the person to re-enter society, you think it's better to just kill them off instead of wasting resources, imprisoning them for the rest of their lives?
Yes.
That makes sense.
But I'm pro-gun control, too, so, go figure.
Go figure. Do you think guns kill people, or do people kill people?
Have you ever seen UHF with Weird Al Yankovic?
No.
There's a commercial in it where the guy's like, guns don't kill people. I do.
I mean, yeah. I never thought that phrase really meant anything.
What's that?
Guns kill people, and people kill people.
Yeah.
It kind of takes two to tango.
I mean, it really does. I mean, butter knives kill people.
Right.
You know.
You can kill someone with, your bare hands.
Kindness, Why isn't kindness? Why isn't there kindness control?
Kill them with kindness.
You know.
If you could control kindness, how would you implement limits on kindness?
I mean, probably like at the high school dances, foot apart, make sure they're not touching.
Oh, yeah.
You
don't think high schoolers should touch each other?
Well, I mean, not in public.
Oh, yeah. So you're for high schoolers touching each other in private?
I mean,
well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you.
I realized I brought a shovel, to dig my hole deep. You son of a bitch.
You heard it here first, folks. Dead 2 only likes teenagers touching each other when they're in private.
Right. Well, I mean, it's probably easier for him. But maybe it isn't. I don't know,
Yeah, it's been a while since you were a teenager.
Oh, very long time ago, yeah.
What were you like as a teenager?
Probably exactly the same.
Yeah.
Just younger.
Hot. Sounds extremely attractive.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for our show today, guys. Thank you so much. This has been Deadass Radio. And that's it for the Deadass Radio Revival episode. It's the year 2025 today, and the sun is shining, the wind is blowing, the trees are growing, the grass is green. I gotta go cut some of it. Not because I want to, but because my small town made a law specifically about cutting your lawn because I wouldn't, and they threatened to fine me, so yeah. I need to go do that tonight. You can email us at deadassradio@outlook.com if you have any questions, if you want to, I don't know, give me some poetry to read or something to talk about, questions to ask our interviewees, guests, I guess they're called. Yeah. This is really fun. I'm glad we're back. I want to keep doing this. So, subscribe to the podcast, give us an email, give us a shout out, share on social media, or don't do any of that and die in a pit. Mwah.